Hello, everyone. Welcome. What's your name? Yes, Sage. Sage, that's right. I'm Sage. Nice to meet you. And welcome back. Coming to the stage. Not stop, but go.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that. Oh, okay. I feel so fucking average. Absolutely average. So Go's not my real name. Go short from my real name. G-O-D. God.
Really?
I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am all things. I am. Tell them I am. You read that in the Bible? What'd you do? I am. Tell them I am.
I am.
What would you do? Like God did appear and you start saying I am. Some freaky shit. I am. What the fuck, you Popeye? What the hell? I am. What are you talking? You're talking in these riddles. Tell. Nobody knows who I am. Because the God thing, it's always freaky to me. You read the Bible? I read the Bible twice. You know why I read the Bible?
Why?
Looking for jokes. That's some blasphemous shit. But there's a lot of funny shit because I grew up listening to Bill Cosby, and Cosby did a lot of stuff about Noah and stuff like that was hilarious. But there's a lot of freaky stuff, just in religion in general, but in the Bible and stuff. So yeah, I was reading the Bible. I'm probably gonna burn in hell for making jokes about the Bible. But it's interesting. You ever hear the land of Nod?
Yep.
You know what it was? You remember?
Nod.
Pardon?
The land of Nod.
The land of Nod. Because it's a freaky sounding thing, like, whoa, the land of Nod, what the fuck is that? And it's in Genesis. But people bypass Nod, because Nod is freaky. Because, see, first of all, God created the universe, okay? And he did it in segments. Like first he divided the chaos, the water from the firmament. And then he just had to take a break. He did one thing and he had to take a break. It sounds like me. And then the next day, he divided the light from the dark. One thing, I gotta take a nap. One thing, And then I could understand him taking a break after creating all of the animals and shit. Because that was a big deal, a lot of fucking animals. And then all of the plants, the next day, and then he had to take a break. Those are big days, And then he created Adam, and then he took the rib and created Eve. And then they're in the garden, and then they fuck up. And as punishment for defying his word, he made them have shame. So basically what his punishment for doing bad was he gave shameful, dirty fucking. I'm gonna punish you. That'd be like every 13-year-old boy, you disrespected, you didn't do your homework, and you disrespected your mom, so go in your room and just fuck, dirty, shameful fucking. And then after the shame comes in, then they start having kids. And they had 2 kids. They had Cain and Abel. And then I don't know if Abel was better dressed or got hotter women or had a nicer car, but whatever, Cain gets pissed off and he gets a rock and kills Abel. And then he can't play it off because he's kind of a dick, evidently, and God figures it out that 1/4 of the population of the earth is gone. And God goes, oh, wait, 25% of the people I created are gone. And then Cain is walking around like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And God says, I'm banishing you to the land of Nod. Now wait a second. Where the fuck did Nod come from? And Cain is freaking out. I don't want to go to the land of Nod. Do not send me to the land of Nod. No. And it's like, where's this narrative? Where's it? God created the universe, he created the world, he created people, we got Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. There's 4 fucking people, and there's 3 fucking people, and all of a sudden, where's Nod? It's like, fix this. You've had 2,000 years, Christianity, fix this plot hole. Where is this Nod? And what was happening in Nod that Cain was so freaked out about going to Nod? Because there's a lot of shit that's left out of the Bible that, shit was happening. We act like these problems today are today's problems. Same shit, different day. Same problem. I was wondering, maybe in this land of Nod, maybe it was like Bryce and Todd. Maybe Bryce and Todd. Bryce thought Todd had the hot bod. And maybe he was like, well, that hot bod, on this sod, I'm not going to waste my seed. I'm not going to spare the rod. I'm going to rub the prod against Todd. Anyway, this is going on. I'm kind of a Dr. Seuss bit that I haven't developed it. But yeah, it's just fascinating that this narrative, like the land of Nod, that's a pretty, That's a pretty big thing. That's a pretty big thing. And then someday it will be comedy. But right now it's just the Land of Nod and prodding Todd with whatever, you know. So I just did one of the things I started to do. I actually did a bit. Actually did kind of a bit. And this thing works better if it's more conversational than trying to like just shove my comedy whatever in your, you know, brain. They're funny. And it got overwhelmed because it's just like, when you know, I'm from, can you tell where I'm from? It's pretty obvious.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings? Close. Iowa. I'm from fucking Iowa. And I'm a weird fucking Iowa dude because like, I was, when I was, it all went awry when I was 17. Because I was a squirrely fucking, I was raised in real poverty. Like, my dad died when I was 9, and we were raised on $550 a month. And my mom would not take food stamps. And you know why she wouldn't take food stamps? Because food stamps were for poor fucking poor people. It's like, oh. And that's the beautiful thing about some people living in poverty. It's like, no. Poverty is a state of mind. I mean, it is a physical deprivation, but still, as long as you don't, if you can con yourself that you're not really poor, it's not that bad. You know, and that's what we did, because my mom, sure, she would not take food stamps. She would send me to go get the commodities, like the government cheese and the peanut butter and shit, but she would not take food stamps. She would not go to a fucking store, pull out the food stamps and say, here, give me some food. You know, she would go to send me to the food bank or whatever. But when I was 17, squirrely fucking, you know, fucking kid, you know, and raised Catholic, so I had all this guilt, and, you know, nobody wanted to fuck me. And a guy loaned me his fake ID, and I went to this disco. And these motherfuckers, in 1976, you'd go into a disco, and there's all these skinny, squirrely-looking black guys, and Mexican guys, and white fuckers, and Italian guys, and all this shit. And everybody was mixing, and you look at all these squirrely motherfuckers, do they do this shit? They're getting all these girls. It's just like, I'm on that. I'm on that. And then that went on for a few years, and I competed, like doing couple dancing with this beautiful Italian girl, third in the state of Miss Iowa. And you could do some dance, and it's like, it's wild. So I did the dancing thing, and then they had to shut that shit down. Because you had poor black people, brown people, white people, Italian people, everybody was mixing. And they had to shut that down, because you can't have poor people of different races getting together. You can't. That is against the game. It's like, and that's when this shit started happening with Roger Ailes and Fox News and shit, where this whole construct of whiteness. Because motherfuckers, and I've almost had my ass kicked by brothers, because they start telling me, no, you're a white fucker. And it's like, motherfucker, my grandfather got starved out of his fucking country at the age of 9. And it wasn't a black man, it wasn't a Hispanic man, it wasn't a Chinese man, it was a white motherfucker. It was the English fucking white motherfucker. When I lived in Northern Ireland, the reason I wear that beret, it's not a French motherfucker, that's an IRA Provo. That's a revolution beret, because the English are still fucking us. And I've had an M16 put up against my fucking forehead in Northern Ireland. So it's like, this whiteness. But it's like this construct, they had to separate that shit, to fuck shit up, and now it's turned into this fucking professor lecture. But anyway, it's just freaky. It's freaky. But then they did the dance thing, and what's the only thing to do? Like to dance in the Midwest after the disco was gone. So, I was the coolest fucking white motherfucker in the state of Iowa over the age of 14. That's all I did for fucking years. And I learned some shit. I was a token white boy for a number of years. The girls will say, yeah, I think I'll have some white. No, I wasn't a fucking token as close to white as they could, you know, I guess, anyway. But it was wild time. They had to shut that shit down. And, yeah, it's interesting now, because I think that the white motherfuckers are starting to figure out that they're as fucked as everybody else. So it's going to be an interesting time. So, but yeah, that's just your experience is fucking, like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting to see this and to be out here and to marvel at people. And, you know, I marvel at people who try. Because you ain't got to fucking try. You could float, you know. A lot of people, you know, you're a good-looking guy, you could float. You're out here fucking Marty's. This is what it's all about. So why don't I use some fucking comedy? Anyway, I was driving here, and I fucking saw a taco truck in the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant. Can you imagine that shit? You build a family business for 70 fucking years, and some motherfucker comes up and parks your truck and starts selling tacos for like $1.25 in your parking lot or in front of your business. Because that's the way capitalism works. You know, because we want our cheap tacos. We got to have our cheap tacos, you know. I mean, this shit would be like if I'm doing comedy here and all of a sudden Marcus steps in front of me and starts doing jokes or something, you know. It'd be like fucked up, you know. But we got to have our tacos, and we got to have them cheaper. So pretty soon it's going to go from the taco truck, to all of a sudden there's going to be a guy with maybe a little taco wheelbarrow, and then the fucker with the taco bike having a $1.10 taco, and then finally it's just going to be Mr. Taco Back. It's going to be some motherfucker selling a taco off his back. Presented by hey, you want a taco? And hopefully he'll be some white motherfucker from England. Selling tacos, please, mama taco. Please. Buy my tacos. I also, did you hear the Uber? The Tesla that killed the guy? I was like...
The automatic one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Tesla self-driving car. And my first reaction was, about time. If I was Elon Musk, I'd be programming those cars to kill assholes. You know, because there's just way too many assholes. I also thought, like, would you drive a Tesla? That'd be an okay car. I kind of dig a Tesla. But what I'm really waiting for, I'm waiting for the Matressa. I just want a mattress with 4 fucking wheels to take me places. I just be like, just let me know when we're there. You know, just be curled up in my mattress, you know, watching porn or whatever, you know. And also, then you wouldn't have to worry about it killing people. You know? Because the Matressa, you know, when it drive around, I mean, the worst it'd be is like, hey, you just stubbed my toe with your car. Man, my shin. Anyway, I can go. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Give it up again! Go! Come to the stage! Kenny Waynes Jr. Woohoo!
Hello.